This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
Little bothers me as much as hypocrisy. And it seems to be the order of the day for Republicans. They whine and they complain about certain issues, and then when Trump does the very same thing, or their colleagues, they look the other way. Not my problem, not a big deal. Oh, that's different than it was with the other thing. It's gross. It's gross when Democrats do it. Not a fan. We should hold one standard and hold everybody to it. You don't get off the hook if you're powerful. You don't get off the hook if you're rich. You don't get off the hook if you're popular. Bad behavior should be held to account. And we're witnessing it right now in a renewed fashion with Republicans who freaked out about Hillary Clinton's emails and her private email server, which they justifiably had something to bitch about. It's wrong. Hillary Clinton should not have had a private server in her house running her emails from the State Department through it. Should not have done that. And if you're going to say, well, Colin Powell did it, he shouldn't have done it either. But also, Donald Trump should not be having a courier take 15, 20, 25 boxes, whatever the amount is, of documents, some classified, some sensitive, some top secret, they say, to Mar-a-Lago for any idiot to rummage through. It's not his property. There are rules in place. Donald Trump should not be shredding documents, clogging the White House toilets with sensitive material because he doesn't want it seen by the public. All of this is bad behavior. And Republicans who were outraged, I do declare, Hillary Clinton should be in prison, y'all. These folks are now, it's no big deal. What Donald Trump did, is it illegal though? I don't know. We're going to look the other way. I got three examples here I'm going to play. Mitt Romney, Chuck Grassley, and Marco Rubio, to different degrees, are doing this very thing. First, Mitt Romney, who really, listen, and this is another lesson, is just because someone sometimes opposes Donald Trump doesn't mean he's our ally. Maybe you've been reading Sun Tzu, The Art of War, a little too much, that the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and know your enemy like yourself. All of the axioms that are in that book. Because Mitt Romney is no friend to the American people. Mitt Romney is a friend to corporations and corporate interests and big dollars. Mitt Romney is a friend to tax cuts for the wealthy, for his pals and himself. Mitt Romney is not a friend to the working, average, everyday American. He's certainly not a friend to you if you are an opponent of Donald Trump. Just because he voted to convict Donald Trump in an impeachment or two doesn't mean he's on the right side, because here he is taking the Republican line. We're going to show back in the day, 2015 or 2016, whining about Hillary's emails, and then letting Trump off the hook. Watch this.
There are rules and regulations that what she says and what she communicates and what she deliberates should be part of the historical record. But she chose to say, no, I'm not going to follow those rules and regulations. Not only am I going to have private email, I'm going to put the server in my house so that there's no way anyone could find out what was really said.
Certainly, it would be nice to have a historical record to know what the president said to other nations and to have classified information back. But we don't know precisely what's been lost and what will be able to be recovered. And as I said before, he has a long list of things he's done that I consider to be very detrimental to the nation. And I add this to the list. I don't put it at the top of the list. It's more down towards the bottom.
So according to Mitt Romney, because it's not the worst thing Donald Trump ever did, he doesn't care. Is that how we should look at justice? and equal protection under the law. That, yeah, he killed somebody, but look, this other thing that he did is way worse. Yeah, he cut somebody's arm off, but he killed like 15 people. That person, they don't need justice. But whine about Hillary Clinton. Complain, rules and regulation, preservation of the historic record. Gross, Mitt Romney. Once again, gross. Here is octogenarian, perpetual get off my lawn, Chuck Grassley. Watch this.
Secretary Clinton sent and received emails that contained highly classified information. If the average American did that, they'd lose their clearance, their job, and might even go to jail.
The law is the law and it ought to be enforced. I wouldn't separate Trump from any other public official. See, I mean, there's nothing special about him or anybody else. The law says you got to preserve records, so you preserve records.
Get off my lawn, I'm Chuck Grassley. Listen, now he is, to a degree, holding Donald Trump accountable, but you need to listen to what he's not saying there. During the Hillary Clinton clip, he's talking about anybody else would go to jail, he says. And with Donald Trump, it's like, well, yeah, the rules need to be followed. It's a different tack that's being taken. It's a different set of rules when you're a Republican looking at a Democrat versus a Republican looking at a Republican. And then the piece de resistance, the Marco Rubio, who got whipped into submission like a dog by Donald Trump. Thought he was going to be a tough guy with Donald Trump out on the campaign trail in 2016, if you remember. And Donald Trump just whipped him into submission to where he is now, a shadow. Not like he was some tough guy before, but a shadow of his former self. Watch him on Hillary Clinton and then on Donald Trump.
Hillary Clinton is disqualified from being the commander-in-chief of the United States. In fact, one of her first acts as president may very well be to pardon herself, because Hillary Clinton stored classified information on her private server.
They've made up so many stories about Donald Trump over the years that, I mean, things that I just knew were flat out untrue. But nowadays, in the mainstream media, you just need one source to smear Donald Trump. Maybe you don't even need that. So it's hard to tell anymore what really happened and what didn't. The documents that were in Mar-a-Lago, by all accounts, were turned over. Look, if the process wasn't followed then there needs to be something that happens about that. It's not a crime, I don't believe.
A litany. A menagerie, a plethora, if you will, of excuses for Donald Trump, but Hillary Clinton is disqualified for running for president of the United States of America. Come on. Shameless, Marco. Just a dignity-free performance. I would encourage you in your life, in the way that you look, especially at politics, is to extricate yourself from doing this very thing. Because it's embarrassing. You don't want to be like these goons. When one of ours does something bad, we hold them to account, as we well should. For one, we want decent order in our government. We want accountability. We want the government to work for us, not their offices to work for them. Whether that be Hillary Clinton or whether that be Donald Trump or any other one of these idiots. What do you think, though? I'm sure people are going to disagree. You can call and disagree. 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. I appreciate you very much. I'd love to see you. Connect with me on social media. I'm at Dollemore, just about everywhere. Instagram and Twitter. And if I bring you some value, if I bring you some information or a smile or whatever, if you just like the cut of my jib, please consider supporting my work here on the platform for as little as $2 a month. You can click the join button below this video. It says join and see what's involved in becoming a channel member. Or If you're more of a Patreon person, if you already support a creator over there, you can support me on Patreon. Patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. Not just for the podcast, absolutely supports my work here on YouTube. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.